When she saw her eyes, her mother gave up on her, but soon a real miracle happened. Hello, friends. A girl called Primrose was born in China, and from the moment she was born, she was very different from other newborns. And the thing is, her eyes were colored as if they were cast in pure silver. The doctors were initially very surprised by the color of the baby's eyes, but they soon made a disappointing diagnosis. The girl was blind as she suffers from congenital glaucoma. It's quite a rare disease, 1 in 300 newborns, and it can lead to complete loss of sight. But that wasn't the end of the troubles for our little one. It was just the beginning. Immediately at the maternity hospital, her mother wrote a renunciation, and a few days later, the girl went to an orphanage. Like all children, Primrose waited every day for someone who could take her away and give her real parental care, love, and warmth. But as the days, months, and even years passed, no miracle happened. The girl had already started to understand what was going on. The orphanage had no illusions that she would find loving parents who would want to tie their lives to someone else's sick child when even her own mother rejected her. So this story could never have happened. But as they say, a world is made of good people and happy families. They had their own luxurious home and 2 adorable children. What else did they need to be happy? Besides, they had no plans at all to expand, much less adopt children. But one day, the woman was surfing her Facebook feed, and suddenly she happened to see a picture of a girl. As Erin herself later recalled, seeing the picture of this little girl, I felt a strange feeling, like something inside me was turning upside down. I suddenly felt it was my child. That same evening, she showed the photos and told her husband the story of the baby. And the next morning, the Austins had already decided they were going to adopt the baby girl. And who else, if not us? Erin's husband later said in an interview, "In a spontaneous and tumultuous way, the 2 amazing people decided to change the life of a total stranger on the other side of the world for the better." To say that it was not easy for the couple to become parents to a sick little girl is to say nothing at all. The couple had to fly across the US, Georgia, and China. They went through 9 rounds of bureaucratic hell. They spent a lot of money and a lot of nerves, but in the end, they didn't regret it. Of course, the adoption process was not easy and took a few months, but it didn't take long before Primrose was on her way to the US to join her large and loving family. Only a year later, the couple decided to share how they felt after adopting the baby girl. "There's nothing wrong with her being blind and not seeing anything," said her adoptive father, Chris, "and we shouldn't feel sorry at all. When people find out she's blind, they often say they're sorry, but I always say why when it comes to adoption. Something happens in the soul that is hard to explain with words. We just knew that we could change this child's life. And then what is life worth living for if not to make a difference in our world?" Chris said. And there was confidence and love for the little human being in his words. Unfortunately, after a while, Primrose began to experience severe eye pain. So much so that she cried for 16 hours a day and refused to eat. After an examination, it was discovered that Primrose had high pressure and retinal detachment in one eye. The other eye had halved in size. In this case, medicine was powerless, and the large sums of money the parents could collect could not help her. So the decision was made to remove the girl's eyes. Of course, it was very difficult for the adoptive parents to agree, but it was the only chance to save the little girl's life. And soon she was on the surgery table. 2 days after the surgery, she smiled for the first time in months and really felt good. And although her eyesight will never return to Primrose, the cause of her maddening pain has been eliminated. Eye implants will be made for the girl, and her parents are hoping for the best. The girl feels great now and is learning to experience the world in the dark. Her parents are doing their best to help and take care of her. She feels their boundless love and care. And in general, she considers herself very special and loved, because mom and dad are always near her. Her older brother and sister are her faithful companions. Nowadays, Primrose is not the child that everyone shuns. She's part of a large and loving family and is very happy. And even though her life doesn't start out the same way as everyone else's, strangers try to make it as comfortable as possible. And looking at these pictures, you realize that this is the best thing that could have happened to her in her situation. Not many people are meant to understand what exactly drives people like Erin and Chris, but the understanding that they are in our world makes you think a lot of friends. Just be kinder and the world will change for the better. And that's all for today. Talk to you soon. You soon and goodbye.